Oh, oh, oh. Know me if you love me, 'cause at times I can be misunderstood. There'll be good days and bad days, like the preacher said it would. What's going on, Terrence? How you doing? As if you try, try loving me. I'm doing all right. How you doing? I can't complain. Hot out here today, boy. Got up to 90. I think today is just the second or the third day this year so far that we got up to 90. Truval Secret Garden, thanks for coming. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Kay's Renee's Garden. How you doing today? Yeah, I can't complain. Another day above ground. Yeah, 90. Been getting a lot of rain and stuff now. The heat is coming. But we got more rain coming starting Wednesday for the rest of the week. I'm doing all right. Working and listening. Hey, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. How y'all week going so far? How was y'all Monday? How was your weekend? Hope everybody had an amazing weekend. Hope everybody got some time off. Got some stuff done in the garden. We're still in the 70s. Good God, for real? Cicadas are here to remind me of the sound effects that used to scare. Yeah, show is. You can hear them now. You can hear them now. I'm outside, so yeah, that's all you hear is cicadas. Cicadas is everywhere. But you know, we're starting to come up on what cicadas. I don't really see them doing too much damage as far as eating anything in the garden. Mostly they just growing or shelling out, whatever. You can find their shells everywhere. You see them. You knock if you like. I found some on my bird net, and I knock them down, and they just die. So I mean, really, they just coming to die. They breeding and dying. That's all they basically doing. I don't think they eating up nothing. But them June bugs will be here next month. I know. Far as for me, I always got to cover my Nat King cherries, my cherry bushes, and my grapevines because they love them, boy. And you got to use that insect netting on them. If not, boy, they'll eat your vines bare. And if you got grapes and stuff on them, you know, that's bad. That's bad for business. You're probably gonna lose a lot of them grapes. But yeah, and I do more preventing this by like covering than I will by spraying. I don't like spraying stuff on my plants. I mean, it's bad enough I got to use copper fungicide and dormant oil and stuff like it in the wintertime or the fall of the year, the beginning of the season. But as far as spraying neem oil, which for me is just my opinion, neem oil has never worked for me. Never. Soapy water works better for me than neem oil has ever did, especially on my grapevines when they get on them grapevines. Soapy water kills them immediately. With neem oil, it really takes a while, and I really don't even notice the difference. It really don't do no good for me. So I don't believe in using that stuff. Diatomaceous earth, I used to use that a lot. I still have some, but I could say the same thing about diatomaceous earth as far as cabbage worms and stuff like that. I mean, you cover them, you dice them down once, you know what I'm saying, and it rains on it, then they come right back. So you're gonna have to just keep dicing it on it. And plus you're killing the beneficial insects right underneath the soil right there. As far as your worms and stuff like that, your compost stuff to give your soil that good nutrition. Yeah, this is the kickoff where we start our week off gardening talk. I know for me, everybody's talking about uh, watermelon wars. Yeah, watermelon wars is going on. I got quite a few varieties of watermelons this year, so we going a different route with them melons. Started a new bed for watermelons. Man, I don't even want to tell everything I put in. I don't want to give away my secret. But yeah, it should be very rich. It should hold a lot of water. And I even putting up my drip over there by my melons. We're gonna go in all in for the melons this year. Melons and corn. You know, last year I did pretty good on corn, but before then, corn was a nemesis of mine. Corn is a very, very heavy feeder. So I'm learning to prepare my area for my corn that fall. And what I'm saying by preparing, I found out for me last year, corn feeds very well on fall leaves. When I layer down my fall leaves and then top it up with compost, man, that corn goes great. I don't have to worry about putting all that unnecessary, all them synthetic fertilizers in my soil. I'm always gonna add bone meal because I think bone meal helps with transplant shot, and I might even add some blood meal from time to time, especially on some of my stuff like this, a heavy feeder like corn. As far as that, I'm getting away from all these. Man, they got us so brainwashed thinking we can just go out and buy all these herbicides and all these synthetic fertilizers, waste all our money, think our crops gonna be like that. Even if it is, man, what type of nutrition are you really getting from that? I mean, if that thing grows like that from synthetic fertilizer, you don't think you're losing some of your nutrition value? I think so. I think so. And I used to use 10-10-10 around my fruit trees and stuff like that, but I don't even do that anymore. The only reason why I started is because I found a big bag on sale one year, in the fall sale. So very cheap. So I used that till it was gone, about 3 or 4 seasons. And the bananas, I use it around my bananas. Used to. Now I don't. I'm shying away from all of that. I don't think it takes all of that stuff to grow. Yeah, it's hot. I don't think it takes all that stuff to really grow. Well, I'm thinking more if you mark nature as much as possible, as far as when you fertilize in the fall and you fertilize with natural stuff like grass, your compost, your homemade compost, fall leaves. Fall leaves have more nitrogen than anything, more beneficial than anything, than any type of manure. And that is true fact. You will get more out of your fall leaves than you will out of that manure. I know a lot of people believe, I mean, manure is great. It's great to give your garden a kickstart. Most manure, I think you need to let it break down in your compost, even chicken. I know most people just plant right in it. They believe in it. I just really don't. I'm always, I've did it before, and then it seemed to hurt more than it helped. Because some stuff gives your plants way too much nitrogen, and then it just shoots up a lot of green growth, and you're not really getting the fruit that you're supposed to be getting because of all the nitrogen that's adding into your soil. We getting up in the 90s now. The night's still in low 50s, high 60s, mid 60s. Family Joe, member in the building. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. But now the peppers is somewhat starting to take off. The basil and the peppers really took a lot of damage from all this rain we were getting for the last 3.5 weeks, 4 weeks, something like that. Yeah, we got smothered with a lot of rain. as far as figs, figs is taking off, boy. They is showing up. I'm gonna say most of them died back to the ground, and already most of them is at least 3 foot tall. I did lose a lot of cuttings in that flood and stuff that we had. I pretty much just washed them away, couldn't find them. My two Ronde Bardos, they gone. I think half of the cuttings that I rooted, they gone too. So I had them all sitting out on the patio, like in front of the greenhouse. I got some patio stones down there, and we got hit so hard, so fast. I didn't even think about it. And then we had that real tornado come overhead. That Wednesday night, we was trying to watch Wind Down Wednesday. We was in the bathroom, and there was no way I could get out there. It was just crazy. What can you do? Stuff happens. That's why I'm doing a lot. That's why I believe in always air layering. My trees, taking cuttings, anything like that. And not only just to sell and give away, but also to have replacements. Because stuff dies over winter. And if you got one or two, then you got backup. It's just like my Nat King cherry. Took cutting from it. My figs, I think I got replacement for almost every one except my Panache Tiger, my pretty much the ones I got last year. Panache Tiger, the LSU Gold, the Black Michigan, uh, Yellow Long Neck, Desert King, Strawberry Verte, Magnolia, and that Red Lemonade. And once they get big enough, I'll be taking some cutting from them. You gotta think of backup because in these days and times, man, stuff happens. This weather be crazy. Stuff dies for no reason. Like my Fuyu persimmon, and it came back from the rooftop. So you know that's not a Fuyu anymore. It's probably just a regular persimmon, American persimmon. I'm either gonna have to graft over it again or get another one. Yeah, but I'm up here running my mouth. I forget all the time. Okay. But right now, yeah, the blueberries are starting to come in. Blueberries are starting to come in right now. Tab is tripping. Oh, okay. So I can flip this around. Huh. Can't get this camera to flip for some reason. But yeah, let's go on. Grammy's Journal. Tuber chat. Thanks for coming. Grapes. I always take cutting from my grapes. When you prune them, you gotta prune the grapes anyway every year. So you might as well take some cutting. You can either sell them or you have them for replacements in case something happens to your grapes over winter. It's so easy. It is so easy to propagate. Myers lemon. It's so easy. You can either do it from air layer, which I'll probably air layer this branch off pretty soon. But it's so easy to propagate Myers lemon. It's so easy to propagate your figs, either from cutting or air layer. This was a little bitty thing that I got last year, and that is a shield, a shield green. And then you got your Panache Tiger, and that was a little bitty thing last year too. That one right there is a long, yellow long neck. This is Cialis. Mind you, all of these died back to the ground. And this time of the year too, on your figs, you really want to open up that center. You really want to open up that center. I usually choose about 3 or 4 of good branches, and since they're inside this greenhouse, I can tie each one and then just stake them up where they open up that center, and everything other than them 3 or 4 branches that's coming off, and they'll either get rooted, but most of them will get rooted for cutting, and I'll have a bunch of cutting. Uh, this right here is Cadota. This is a Cadota fig, and my little LSU purple is still little. It's not getting as much sun because this Cadota has shaded this out. So I'm thinking I'm gonna move that over at the fig row with the rest of them. And my Olympian really grows like a beast. Grows the biggest figs that I get that comes off of these Olympians. These Olympians, it's the oldest one in the ground, going on 6 years, still dies back to the ground every year. No matter if they cover it or not, these figs die back to the ground. They can say that they are hardy to your zone, but 9 times out of 10, these figs are gonna die back to the ground in my zone. Anyway, from what I've seen so far. Bro, what's going on, bro? White Marcella, she's got to be moved too. She's getting shaded out by the beast here. This LSU purple grows like a beast, along with this Beerus Black, which I call Hugo. They all grow like beasts. None of them have put on any bump shit, but I guarantee by the end of the next couple weeks, we'll have some bumps from them. Look, I can see something. That's a black Michigan. See, it broke off, and I can just take this simple, pull these bottom leaves off. I'm gonna stick it right in here where I got these grape cuttings. Leave it alone. Don't worry about it. Within a couple weeks, I always water that stuff anyway, so within a couple weeks, that thing should be growing, and I'll have 2 black Michigans. It's just that simple when you're thinking about doing cutting and stuff like that. It's not hard. Most people make it difficult than what it really is. You gotta think of stuff like it's alive because it really is, and anything that's alive wants to grow and thrive. Listening while driving, I appreciate it. Anything that's alive wants to grow and thrive. So I think that's the way we need to look at stuff instead of babying a lot of stuff. I think most stuff dies because we baby it. Yeah, it's pretty hot out here today, boy. And I think most stuff dies because we baby it too much. We give it too much, either too much fertilizer, too much water, or we always picking around it, trying to keep stuff from around it to disturb the roots. I know I've killed a lot of stuff by just babying, and most stuff I just let go, leave alone. It really thrives. Yeah, trying to I'm on this tablet. I have to go on my phone to actually be able to drop the link if anybody wants to come up. Because I can't do it on this tablet for some reason. I don't have the chat box. Yeah, but what's going on in y'all garden? What difficulties are y'all having so far? And what are y'all focused on more this year that you hadn't focused on much on at all throughout the years of growing? Me, like I said, this year, I try to find something to put my focus on. Well, I focus on everything, but to mainly focus on that I really usually don't. This year is going to be the melons and the corns, like I said. Them two is most what I'm focusing on. Everything else, I give it attention when it's need be. Just trying to, huh. You want to live your first snake today? You hurt the whole little snake. Yeah, I don't like that. Huh. You want to live your first snake today? What, garden snake? Rat snake? I seen some like in February. I hadn't really seen any since. I don't really. They don't mess with me. I don't mess with them. I do. I'll pick them up and I'll throw them up under the outbuilding. I don't mind playing with it. As long as it's just a little chicken snake or garden snake, something like that. You gotta have them around your garden to keep them rats out of your garden. You don't have them as rats to be coming. You have bunny rabbits everywhere, moles and voles. And snakes really help a lot. I know a lot of people scared of them. My wife, she don't like them either, but she's getting better about them. She don't holler and stuff as much as she used to when she first seen them. She's getting a lot better about it. Get up and grow. What's going on, bro? Seeing your persimmon trees overloaded. We have abundance this spring. Me too. You keep starting over because something's eating your vegetables. Yeah, that's one thing, boy. These creatures out here ain't got no respect, boy. They're gonna eat you out of house and home. If you don't try to do something with Texas, they're gonna eat you out of house and home. And I know most of us hate using bird netting. Most of us hate using that netting and putting all that stuff up. Yeah, yeah, I do too. I don't like it one bit. But if we don't, then we're gonna be missing out. We're gonna be putting in all the work, and these animals gonna rob us blind. They taking everything. They taking everything. They don't care. They ain't trying to leave you nothing. They will take all your peaches and everything, which is hard when you get trees up that big to be able to protect them. That's why most of the time I try to keep mine around 6 or 7 foot because I can easily cover a 6 or 7 foot tree than I can a 12 or 14 foot tree. You know, the peaches and stuff like that, you got to worry about that. Bayou sugar, what's going on? You got to worry about them plum cudios and stuff like that. They got stuff like Surround XP. I got some, but I ain't used it yet. Too much rain, you lost your blueberry bush. It was struggling. I would attempt to cover it, missed it. Sometimes I will purchase some later. I'm not giving up. I will keep trying. Yeah, don't give up. Keep trying. I know as far as your blueberries, if you got your local big box stores in the fall, man, you can get some great, nice sized blueberries for a little bit of nothing. I've got my, I got that tougher blue, I got that Emerson, and I got that Climate. I got all three of them. Official J Mill, how you doing today? I got all three of them in the season sale, and I think I gave like $6 a piece for them, and they was already that tougher blue. I think it was 4.5 foot, and they was all loaded. You can tell they was like 3 or 4 year old trees or bushes. So they was all loaded. But a lot of stuff I don't mind purchasing when it's young and letting it mature up here because most of the time if you get stuff young and let it grow up in your surrounding, in your atmosphere, your climate, it's gonna do a lot better. And it's probably gonna produce a lot sooner than it would if it was still well, it's gonna produce in them big box stores, but they hit it with so much fertilizer. But you won't have as much struggle when you transplant it as you would if it got a lot bigger. And I think it knows your, it get more acclimated to your climate a lot faster. But it just grows a lot better for me, I think. Anyway, that's just my opinion. That's what I see around here. When I buy stuff that's already like that Alberta peach, that Bella Georgia peach. What's going on, bro? J3? I try to drop the link, but I can't do it on this tablet for some reason, y'all. I'm sorry. You know, I don't mind letting people come up and talk, especially the members. But for some reason, I don't have a chat window down here. Yeah, for some reason, I ain't got a chat window right there. Try to go on my phone and I still didn't have a chat window, so I don't know. But it's like my figs. Most of my figs, when I purchased them, some was cutting, some was trees that I actually purchased from big box stores. And my cousins, they did a whole lot better. And Dark X, thanks for coming. Twins, just kidding. they came, they did a lot better from cuttings than they did when I got them from the big box stores. Most of the time, the ones from the big box stores, they struggled the first year, year and a half. They really struggled. I had to baby them, and I don't like babying stuff, especially trees that I'm putting in the ground. That's why I like putting stuff in the ground so much. I don't like sitting around having to baby and nurse stuff. Like stuff you put in the pot, you gotta constantly feed them, you gotta constantly water them, and just a bunch of constantly messing with them. I don't like that. All my stuff, I wish I can put it in the ground. You know, I like growing stuff, so growing is my passion. So I got stuff that I got a baby, and I got to take in the house, and I don't like it. Them citrus and them guavas, yeah, they all going. They gotta go in the house or in the new greenhouse. I want to see how they do. Head hurting, been outside all day. I understand that. You need to lay down and get you some rest. That sun will drain it out of you. Get you some pickle juice in you, some pickle juice or some pickles. Put some of that sodium back in you. Keep your body from cramping up. We pulled a bunch of garlic yesterday. Not half the garlic we got, but we pulled a bunch of garlic. It's just laying right here dry. Yeah, it's just laying right here dry. Got some I'm gonna use and some that I'm replanting. You know, most people say replant the biggest head, the biggest clothes, and usually that's what I usually do. But I got a bunch of little small ones, so I'm probably gonna break them down and replant those. I still got to, I'm still wait till next year before I pull them up, so I don't think it should be a problem. And I stick my garlic around everything. Like I said plenty of times before, garlic really helps out your rose bushes from getting that black spot, and they really help them from getting that aphis that roses always get. It helps a lot. Well, I try to keep it around my rose bushes, and I think, well, if it has some rose bushes, I mean, it deters pests, so I keep it around my fruit trees. You can grow onions around my fruit trees, all up in the mulch and stuff like that. I mean, ain't nothing else growing there. If nothing's growing there, something's gonna grow there. And in my case, in my environment, probably Bermuda grass. So yeah, and pickles. I'm so glad I made some because they are so refreshing after working out in the garden. They sure live. They put that sodium back in your body, and they keep your muscles and stuff from cramping up. It's something I learned not too long ago. Don't you know? Guava leaf tea helps diabetes. Two 200 milliliters a day of guava tea helps with diabetes. Yep. I'm learning a lot of the stuff like that because I don't want to depend on this medicine and stuff that they have in these days, which I don't have diabetes. But if I do, I know what to do to try to cure myself instead of relying on these pills and stuff that's gonna mess up your liver. They tell you they supposed to help your blood pressure or diabetes or something like that, but they end up doing more harm than they do good, man. So yeah, if you can find a way to supplement some of that medicine, I say try it. Small doses can't hurt nobody, I don't think. I'm gonna try it. So I can get stuff like that. It's just like soursop is 10,000 times stronger than chemotherapy. Now I'm looking in and getting me a soursop tree. I just said I don't like stuff I gotta keep in containers. But if it's beneficial to me and it's gonna help me and others that I know, man, why not? I can grow my own medicine. Why not? Get up and grow. New member, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Why not? I mean, we we used to know. Well, our elders used to know all of this information that we got to relearn. It got lost. Either we wasn't taught it, or it just got lost in translation. We forgot about it. But we don't have to rely on a lot of the stuff they tell us we got to. And just like I always say, it's more there's more money in the treatment than it is in the cure. So most people don't get cured; they get a treatment, and they don't make it. Yeah, but far as me just up here running my mouth, it's supposed to be the kickoff, not get it off the chest. But yeah, when we talk about medicine, we getting into stuff like that. I'm all in, man, because gardening is really saved me a lot, as far as mentally and physically. And we can appreciate stuff growing, and you being the caregiver of your garden like you was intended to be, you'll find a lot of joy when you see stuff like that. When you see your stuff producing, if anybody say they don't love gardening, they just ain't trying. Because I haven't never seen anybody that can plant something and then enjoy it after they start seeing it producing. These Nat King cherries, these apple grapes here, you can see they're loaded. This thing is 4 years old. This grapevine here, 4 years old. 2 years, I wanted to give up on it. Never really grew nothing much at all. Last year was really the best year I got off of these. The year before that, pretty decent, but not nothing like last year, and nothing like this year. You can see they already started setting a lot of grapes. You can even see down on that little branch that I should have pruned off, got a lot of grapes. Nat King cherries is really doing what they're supposed to do. Watermelon bed is complete. Melons is in, so we ready for that. Look at my blackberry. Storm has really it killed most of it. Broke a lot of the branches. Started shooting up some more branches, but all of these berries over here, I'm not gonna get much like I was gonna get. Before it was loaded. Then them storms hit, not so much. This grapevine is the grape concord. You can see it has 2 bundles there. Thought it had a third. All right, yeah, there it is, right there. Now this progress, that's the rest of them, but it's coming along. New fig rows coming up, looking good. I thought that this one right here. Sorry about moving the camera all crazy way, but this right here I thought was dead. That's that Texas everbearing. And look, we got green growth coming from way back here. Something I always dig. I don't know if anybody else got a Texas everbearing that's in the ground, but something always digs my Texas everbearing up over wintertime. This is the second one I had actually. The first one, something dug it up over the winter, killed it. So I replaced it the year before last with this one. And last year something dug it up, dug half the roots up. I thought it was gone, but it's coming back, so, and it's looking pretty good. So yeah, I can't complain. Stuff happened, but I did take some cutting of them. I got a Another one right down there by that Comfrey. That's a Texas everything coming up there. And see this Concord grapes for me, to me, it's just not. They don't do good for me. They don't do good. My oldest, just a yoga doing burpees in his basement. My oldest grapevine I have is a Concord grape. It got demoted from the front line to back to the fence row because it's 6 years old. 6 years old. 6 years. I probably got 8 bundles of grapes from that Concord grapevine. It just don't do. They don't do good for me. It's like this one. This is a 6-year-old Concord grape. It's just a grape variety. It's only got one, two, three bundles on it. 3 bundles on it compared to that Nat King Cherry that has, I would say, 40 or 50 bundles. I mean that sun that has 40 or 50 bundles. Sometimes we just gotta experiment to see what's gonna work best for us, what we're gonna get the most out of, and what's not. Either put it to the back row or get rid of it. Especially if you didn't pay that much. That's why I don't like paying that much for stuff. Because if I pay something, if I bought a grapevine for $30, how likely am I to get rid of that compared to a grapevine that I just paid 6 or 7 for? Not likely. Not likely. These peach trees, it's Alberta. It's Bella, Georgia. Fourth year in the ground for this. No, fifth year in the ground for this Alberta. Third year in the ground for this Bella, Georgia. First year, fruited heavy, this Alberta. Dropped them almost every one of them because it's a small tree. Small tree. And ever since then, flowered real early. Everything died. The last frost killed it. This year, neither one of them flowered at all. Neither one. But that's why I believe in growing a lot of stuff. That's why I believe in growing a lot of stuff because sometimes if your grapes don't do good, you got your strawberries. Strawberries don't do good, you got your blueberries. Blueberries don't do good, you got raspberries, peaches, plums, apples, something. So if you're just relying on one thing to produce every year, then you're missing the purpose, and you're gonna miss out on a whole harvest. Blueberries are finally coming in. I wish I could swing this camera, but I can't. I can't even swing the camera on this for some reason. I don't want to push too much and knock me off. Artie Miles, how you doing today? It's a lot easier on the phone than it is this tablet. It's same way with your melons and your tomatoes and stuff like that. If you just grow one variety of experiment in the garden, it's a part of the fun for me. Yeah, me too. Some stuff just don't do well for me. I gotta find balance between patience and knowing when to. Yeah, you do. You really do. You know when stuff ain't doing good. And just how some people say just continue to drop seeds, and you really do. Because if you want to harvest off of some stuff, you just can't depend on them first plants you got. Like these cabbage here, only had one cabbage, and look, it went to seed. So I'm leaving to get in the seed pod. If I didn't have these cabbage, then we'd be in trouble. We wouldn't have no cabbage for sauerkraut this year. You know, I got beds here with strawberries with onions been growing up in it. Some say it helps deter pests. I don't know. I haven't seen yet. I just started that bed. That's the main reason why I got garlic growing with my sweet potatoes, and my cucumbers. Trying to confuse some of them pests a little bit, so maybe I can get a good harvest. My cues is just now about to finally start hitting the line. For some reason, I put some bean plants here in like February. None of them come up. But One came up like a month ago. So now I got one bean amongst my cucumbers. Things happen. Case in 55. Thanks for coming. Strawberries. They not producing as much as they was. We got like 14 and a half pounds so far, but they still producing. And you know what? They'll get another fluster, a couple more flusters before they actually stop and start putting out runners. These Whopper strawberries originated from Europe. And so far for me, these have been the best in my zone. You know, some people like Alpine, Everbearing. Everbearing's gonna give you fruit a lot longer, I think. I had some Everbearing, they never really gave me much. And the ones that really, and once they got really big and older, they start producing bigger berries, but not as much berries as I get off of these. And these do grow some nice sized berries. If I got it right, if I show you. You know how much easier it would be if I didn't have to cover this stuff for the birds and the squirrels and all that. It'd be amazing. But you gotta protect your groceries. You know how fun it is to have your grandkids and stuff like that come over here just to pick berries. And them is memories. Like I was saying, life I believe is about the moments. The moments we share with each other. The ones we love, the ones we care about, and teaching our younger generation. My grandkids ain't out here with me as much as I would like them to be, but man, when they are, it's a great feeling just to show them stuff and let them eat fresh fruit out of the garden. What's better than that? Nothing. Nothing. I can get all the raises in the world that I want at work, get the highest position at work that I want, but if I'm not getting them moments with the people I love to show stuff that I know, and for them to show stuff and share life in them moments with me, life is meaningless. Meaningless. We can have all the money in the world if we don't have that time with the ones we love. What's that money for? Nothing. And that's something I had to learn the hard way, I'm telling you. So that's what I thought, you know what I'm saying? That's all I'm supposed to be about. Just working, trying to provide, be the best I could for my family. And the hell with everything. Well, excuse my friend. But I was like, that's what I was meant for. Once you get a family, it's all about family. It's all about family. What's best for them. Some people don't feel like that. They still think. But once they get older, you still got enough time to live. But once you got kids, I think it's all about your kids. Showing and teaching them till they get older. And if you can come out in the yard and pick fresh berries, then what's better than that? You can just pick strawberries, be walking around eating blueberries, whatever. Nothing. I don't think nothing better than that. Life is short. Gardening is what I enjoy. So that's what I'm gonna keep doing. I'm gonna keep pushing that to anybody that I know that I can talk to because I believe everybody should be growing something. The way this world is, the food that we getting, the way people dying at these alarming rates, they try to say it ain't from the food. I don't think I believe that. Too many consequences, coincidence for me. I know people never smoked, never worked in a factory that with them gases that causes cancer, none of that. but they still die at a very young age from cancer. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Them worlds we living in, so I think we all should try to grow something. That's my motto for this year. Grow more in 24. I'm trying to grow more than I ever have before. Last year we got a lot of tomatoes. Last year we got a lot of strawberries. But so far, our strawberry production has almost doubled than what we got last year. And that's just so far. And we still, like I said, we still got a while that we'll be getting strawberries. We still got a while we'll be getting strawberries. So I mean, and they produce like they triple like crazy. That bed is full. I got all my rows cleaned out so I can walk through them. It's already, I would say, about 120 plants in that bed right there. And I'll say by the end of the year, it'll be over 300. That's just what strawberries do. They multiply. My herbs, I know a lot of people grow their herbs in containers and stuff like that because they spread. Well, I believe in growing my herbs up under my fruit tree because they spread. I can keep cutting back. That's more herbs I got. I always mow and weed eat around stuff, so I mean, that's really not a problem. That's really not a problem for me. That spreading is easy. It's easy to control as long as I'm up keeping up on it. I mean, I'm always mowing. What's grass is gonna be mowed anyway. If it's up under my fruit trees like it's supposed to be, it's gonna become my harvest. It's just more for me to harvest. That's just the way I look at it. I got herbs that's been in the ground for 5, 6 years that I planted since I've been planting herbs up under the tree. Some stuff died. I had time in the ground. One time planted for 5 years before it finally succumbed to the winter. Rosemary never really does. I think rosemary for us here, the most it lasts is maybe 2 years at the most. Other than that, it's gone. I started some more time. I got another time over here by the grapevines now. So maybe I'm starting a kitchen garden over here. So the herbs and stuff like that is what we call our kitchen garden. We got herbs and chives. That's our kitchen garden. It was over here by the apple. We had to fence off the yard because, other people's dogs and rabbits and stuff like that. So we got to protect our harvest. So yeah, we had to fence off the yard so we don't have to be making another kitchen garden over here. But the chives, she dehydrated so many chives last night that she used from her onion top, some onion chives. She just took the top when she cut the tops off. She chopped them up in pieces and she dehydrated them. Now she got dehydrated chives to put on top of her potatoes. That's what she loves to eat with, potatoes. And she pulled a lot of onions yesterday to use for green onions because she like eating green onions with a bean. So we had beans yesterday, so she ate a lot of green onions with it. I don't eat them. No, sir. I don't believe in them devil balls. I'm no part of them. But yeah, it's all about learning your environment, your zone. What do you like? What do you like to eat? And how much time you have to wait for that. If you don't have much time and you want to start getting stuff pretty soon, by all means, buy something older. But if you got time, you can wait. I would say get something smaller, just so it can grow up in this climate where it's forever home gonna be, and there's no. I think you have less problem. That's just the way I feel. Like I said, when I buy stuff bigger, it always struggle. When I buy stuff smaller, it usually does pretty great, and it usually produces a lot faster. I ain't really seen the difference between bare root and stuff that's not bare root. The stuff that I bought that's bare root grows about the same stuff I'll get from the big box stores. Devil ball put hair on your chest. Well, I don't need no more of that. I'm already a baby Sasquatch. Well, I'm got more hair than anything. I was telling my wife that the other day. I believe I'm half Sasquatch or something. My hair don't never stop growing. Like my facial hair. Man, I shave so much it's unreal. It's unreal. I don't need them devil balls. And that's something we was talking about yesterday too. That's something I don't understand. Cause most people in my family eat those devil balls. But me, no sir, I can't stand them. I can't. I can't stand them. My mama, she loves them. She can cut them up, put them on beans, all in her dressing and all. Man, I can't do that, man. No sir. I can't eat stuff like that. Now hold on for a minute. Let me let these dogs out. CC Texas Garden, what's going on? Get down now. See. Dude, I've been out here the whole time. You ain't gotta be on top of me like that. CC have been getting a lot of rain and stuff too, boy. That rain, it makes a lot of stuff grow because you know rain has nitrogen in it. Not much, but it got nitrogen in it. So when you see your plants greening up and stuff like that after a few days of rain, that's why. What if I don't see them? I still taste them. And if they always caramelize where they don't have no onion taste to it, that's fine. But as far as raw and half cooked onions, no sir. Don't wish that evil on me. Don't you wish that evil on me? Trying to take me out. That's what's like trying to assassinate me. I can't eat them onions, man. I've tried. I had some on the crystals a few weeks ago, but they was caramelized so much I didn't even taste them. So them is all right. But you don't eat raw tomatoes. Me either. I can't eat raw tomatoes either. The acidity level in tomatoes is the reason why I can't eat that. It's not that I don't like the taste. It's the acidity in it. It really just it turns my stomach and it makes my I don't know. I can't eat it like it. It's got to be made into pastas or tomato sauce or salsa or something like that. I can't just eat plain tomatoes like that. I know some people do. Some people just sit around and bite onions like it's apples. J3. I don't know how nobody do that, boy. That's whoo. You just cooking them in the microwave and doing everything with them, boy. I don't know how you do it. You know how you do it. But yeah, the question I asked earlier, what are you focusing on more in your garden this year that you haven't focused on before? How's your watermelons? Asking for a friend. My watermelons is doing great. Great. Put some salt and pepper on them tomatoes raw. It's so delicious only if homegrown. Yeah. Health benefits of what? Eating raw onions? That's not no health benefits to me. That's like a attempted assassination, boy. Like, I know it's some benefits in onions, but I don't know what it is. I think I'll take a pill for something like that. No man buy you still. I know what. I know not to use this tablet again to do something like this. And I don't understand this because I done did this tablet. No, I didn't have no chat window on the tablet before. I don't know why I thought it was gonna be like that now. That wasn't me, fly. I could have just did this on my phone. Johnny, how you doing? How's them banana plants doing? Yeah, my Bartley pear just now started flowering again. Well, start flowering. It used to flowers before you even put on leaves. This year it just started flowering after they put on leaves. And it only flowered on one branch. We got like 4 or 5. Keep pear, dropped them all. Every one of them. Mongolian, same way. Them last frost really took them out, boy. I'm focused on trying to be a little organized as far as knowing what I plant where. Yeah, me too. Me too. Well, somewhat. Somewhat. I'm like Miss Linda and most at that. Most things gonna show you what they are. Anyway, they are doing good and pushing out pups. I'll be dropping a video in a little bit. Yes, sir. I know mine, as far as my bananas, all of them, the mother plants died. I didn't do like I usually do. I usually pack them with straw around them to keep that stalk as big as I used to. Miss Miller, how you doing today? What was put in front of us? We ward. I got to eat that lot of you. Yeah, yeah, and that's what I think I done said a few times before. That's how my mama was. Dude, now I said at the dinner table from about 4 o'clock to about 8 o'clock at night when there was something I couldn't eat. I usually end up getting a whooping and we may go to bed or go get in the shower. And I couldn't eat it. Like uh, macaroni and tomato. Mm-mm, that is nasty to me. I don't like that. That bland tomatoes. I mean, them bland macaronis with them bland tomatoes. That is nasty. And the only way I really like cabbage is made into sauerkraut. I love sauerkraut. And as far as just boiling cabbage and eating it like that, no sir. My mama would boil it, and she would have beans and stuff like macaroni and cheese and some type of meat or something like that. I used to try to mix it and eat it. I still couldn't eat the stuff like that. I get some of it, but most of it I couldn't eat, man. Golly. I just think that's torture to make a child sit up and eat stuff like that when you know he can't eat it. That's why I guess that's why I'm a lot lenient on the grandkids or something when they don't want to eat something. Oh well, we'll find you something else, baby. I don't want to put them through stuff like that. I'm not gonna force my child to eat something that they don't like. Yeah, 'cause that's the way they was taught. He's just a bad cook. She's the reason why I hate onions as a child because she put them in everything in big pieces. Yeah, she loves some fried cabbage. Never really had it fried. Yeah, you was made to eat what was on your plate. Burnt cow liver and canned cream corn. Yeah. I don't like livers. I like the gizzards. Don't get me wrong. I like the gizzards. I like the gizzards. I do not like them livers. My mom used to make them liver with onions with that gravy on top. Oh man, no sir. But she made them fried liver and them fried potatoes and them biscuits though. Oh, couldn't keep me out the kitchen. Them gizzards, no ma'am, miss me with that. I don't want no gizzards with onions and gravy. No sir, I don't want that. I haven't had boiled cabbage in a while. You have to smoke turkey and potatoes in it. Oh, it was just ham hock and boiled cabbage. That's what my mom used to make. I think it was ham hock. Pretty sure it was ham hock. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was ham hock. And goulash. I like goulash. I do not like celery in my goulash. I don't want no celery in my goulash. That's just a no-no for me, man. I do not like celery. Who puts celery in goulash? Look, that was nasty. I don't like that celery in my goulash. But there's a lot of fresh stuff that we go pick from the garden goulash. It was like kind of like macaroni soup, I would say, because it had the little macaronis in it, and then it had like beef in it, had vegetables like corn, potatoes, carrots, all chopped up. Backyard garden flow, all chopped up, and some people put celery and stuff like that. And my mom used to put celery. I think she used to get that mixed vegetable that had celery in and put it off in there with it. It was like hamburger helper, but homemade. But it had a whole bunch of vegetables in it, and we called it goulash. It wasn't too many going out to eating stuff when I was a kid. Boy. We went to McDonald's on Sundays to get Sundays. Because they were, what, 99 cents back then, I think? I think they was 99 cents. Every Sunday, that was our routine. We went to McDonald's and got Sundays. That was some of the good times growing up. But as far as going to after eating stuff like people do these days, it was nothing like it. We had them, still at McDonald's, we had them, what do you call them, welfare burgers. Like, who was that? It was a comedian that said it back in the day. I don't forget who it was. But them welfare burgers, you know. You say you want McDonald's, they go home and pack you out a big thick burger about this thick, put green peppers and some and onions and sour stuff off in it, and put it on light bread. You tell them McDonald's don't come on no white Wonder bread. They just cut the edges off of it, and you still got all the peppers and onions and all that grease running out your burger. Yeah, that was our McDonald's. And I don't even like my burgers like that. No double balls and no peppers in my burger. You better not. You better not. Don't you try it. Don't you try it. These dogs destroy more stuff than anything. I swear. They'll run through something in the heartbeat. I don't care. Yeah, yeah. As far as gardening, around here is that the season right now is blueberries, strawberries, and blackberries are about to start turning. We have a lot of berries. Got to get them covered because if not, we'll lose every one of them. G Mama Grows, how you doing today? If not, we're gonna lose every one of them because these birds they love them blackberries. Them blackberries is awesome, and we've been waiting on them blackberries to come in for that mixed berry jam. Probably gonna have to wait till fall to even make any though because the raspberries I cut out the canes back while I moved them last year, so they just coming up. It'll probably be the fall before we get any raspberries. It's not next year, but we've been getting Nat King cherries and gooseberries. Might substitute with that mixed berry jam with them and see how that tastes. Growing a lot is great. Knowing how to preserve it is a must because if growing is your passion like mine, you got so much going on. When everything starts coming to fruition, you have to have some way to try to preserve it. It's either canning, dehydrating, freeze drying, something. Have some way to turn what you grow into something nutritious that's gonna feed your family throughout the year. I have some fall gold raspberries, good and sweet. I got the yellow ants. Sonia, thanks for coming. I got the yellow ants, the amphers I just planted. I forgot the other one, brandywine and red heritage. Yeah, finding a way to preserve your fruits and your vegetables and stuff like that, so it can actually and your herbs really need your herbs for the winter time to try to make you some concoctions when you got colds and stuff like that. Your citrus. No, most people don't grow citrus in cold zone. I love to have my citrus, but I don't like bringing them in the house, but I have to. But that vitamin C it really helps you out in the wintertime when you get through them cold seasons and stuff like that. That's what people get them colds and stuff. So you got your citrus to help with that. You got that vitamin C. Come out of there. You got the citrus to help with your vitamin C. Elderberries, that's one thing I still have not tried. Which I dug all my elderberries up, most of them. I still got more that comes back all the time. Once you put elderberries in the ground, they will continue to come back every year. And a lot more plants. They just like Bermuda grass. They spread underground through them tubers. So they spread like crazy. I need to can the rest of my tomatoes from last year. You know, we was talking about that. We was going through the freezer, cleaning out the freezer yesterday, and we found 2 bags of tomatoes, some gallon-sized bags of tomatoes and okra, I believe. Okra. Miss Shirley, how you doing today? Sonya, I think I spoke to you. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. Yeah, if you new here too, if you type TN or passion to drop your link. But yeah, just if growing's your passion like me, and you got so much growing, not everything every year is gonna produce great like you want it to. Some years you might have abundance of apples, and some years you might get abundance of apples and grapes and pears. And some years your grapes might not do nothing, and some years your apples might not do nothing. That's why it's so good to grow a variety of different things, just so you can still have a harvest. And it's always good to have them herbs in the ground because people are always getting sick. Like I was saying earlier, diabetes, guava leaf tea, 200 milligram a day, cups a day, helps with diabetes. Soursop, 10,000 times stronger than chemotherapy, and it won't destroy your body like chemotherapy. Teasy, how you doing today? A lot of things was lost when we was growing up that didn't get passed down to us, or we didn't hear it and we didn't take it all in. That our ancestors and stuff like that knew. That's why these people getting over on us with all of these drugs. Most of these drugs get you addicted to another drug, or some of these drugs you take that fix your leg might end up hurting your kidney. I mean, it's crazy. But if we do stuff, J.K. Gardner, thank you for coming. If we do stuff the more natural, like it way like it was supposed to be, then we wouldn't have half the problems we have today. Most people that's in power right now that's feeding us this stuff is only they only care about one thing. That's money. They don't care about us. Like that's what Michael Jackson was telling us a long time ago. All I want to say is that they don't really care about us, and they don't. And we put so much faith and trust in the FDA and people like that. It's been proven to us time and time and time again that they give not 2 cents about us. But yet still we still listen to them. They warnings and all of this stuff all the time. I don't understand it. Everything they say, I take with a grain of salt, and I do my own research because I don't trust nothing them people tell me. Not one thing. They done contradict themselves and showed me too many times. If they ain't for me, calm down. Well, yeah, garden takes patience. Garden takes a lot of work. But garden also teaches you patience. It heals you, your body, your mind, your spirit, and it feeds your body. So I don't know why everybody ain't growing. You can grow one thing and get that one thing to fruit. Some people like, well, I'm gonna grow some flowers. Flowers are beautiful. Maplewood Homestead, food freedom, yes sir. That's what we need. Food freedom. Get back to some of the ways our ancestors was doing. I mean, we ain't got to do it the same way they do. See, I don't. I don't till up no ground here. When I was tilling, I had no success. No success. You can till clay all the time. You can keep adding. I would till it, add compost, till it, add compost every year. Every year. For about 3 years, dude, and I was getting so minimum vegetables. So minimum. Once I started covering stuff with cardboard and actually adding organic matter like comfrey leaves, my homemade compost, then covering it up with wood chips. That's the only time I start seeing a difference. When I start making my own soil to put in my raised beds, only time I start seeing a difference. Before, when I was growing in the ground, I hardly got anything. Anything. I mean, it was pathetic. It was just like I'm growing out there, and me, I'm dedicated. When it comes to garden, I'm dedicated. When I get home from work, we watch our little show we watch, we talk for a little while, and I'm out here. I'm out here doing something in this garden. I'm either sheep mulching, pulling weeds, planting something, harvesting something, pruning something, tending something, up potting something. I'm out here doing something in this garden, trying to build something, trying to find a different way to plant something else. I'm constantly out here working and trying to. So it it really took for me just sitting back and watching the way other people do stuff and try to put that into motion and see how it works for me. Well, really, I started growing anything. When I first started growing anything, I had two peach trees and one Granny Smith, well, two Granny Smith apple trees. One is still up there. It's never produced. It's supposed to be a dwarf Granny Smith apple. We'd had it about 17, 18 years, somewhere off in there. Still to this day has never once flowered, has never once set any fruit. The other one, second year, flowered like crazy. Produced fruit from that time on. And a peach tree, like I said earlier, didn't know what variety they were. They used to get brown rot and leaf curl all the time. We get a handful full of peaches. They stay loaded every year, but most of them rotted because the climate I'm in. We get brown rot and peach leaf curl real bad. So we pretty much did away with the Granny Smith apple tree. Did away with both of the peach trees, and I started doing my research and getting varieties that actually work, like the Alberta peach, the Bella Joya peach. Them two is immune or resistant to brown rot and peach leaf curl. And I got a Red Haven I purchased last year. It's over here by the apple right now. Calm down. If y'all don't stop. Yeah, it's just all about knowing and doing a little research. I tell anybody before you grow any tree, find out what kind of disease problems you have in your zone and in your area for that type of tree that you're growing. If it's apples like here, we got cedar rust. It's varieties that's resistant to cedar rust. It might not be the varieties that you want, but you can grow some great trees. Yeah, same way as peaches. Peaches, I mean, here is brown rot and leaf curl. Somewhere else, it might be something else. So you might can grow the different type of peaches. This might be my last year planting in the ground. Just I'm not able to dig anymore. Going to try raise ground cover, not complaining, just part of getting old. Yeah, yeah. Growing in the ground, it's some work. You can cover it. That's what I did this year. I covered where I planted my tomatoes is. Bermuda grass is a very big problem here. Very big problem. It don't matter what you use. What I try to use, it never stops at Bermuda grass. Eventually, it's gonna either come up through it or grow over top of it. And once it grows over top and they get in the wood chips, they get to spreading like crazy. Yeah, you just gotta know what's best for you. Once you get older, raised beds will save you a lot. It will save your back. Something you can have up off the ground. Like I got a nice size deck here. If I get old enough, I have to grow stuff up here, and that's what I do. That's what I do. I still have my trees and stuff out there. And my vegetable garden, I just move up to the deck. I build me a couple of raised beds and set along this way. I still grow plenty of tomatoes and carrots and stuff like that. That's just what I do. This year, I'm constantly trying to drop seeds. Most of the time, most years when I get enough, because I never really focus most on the vegetables as I has been for the last 3 years. So now, once one crop is done, I got seeds that's already germinated, and they can go right back. Concession planting. So I'm trying to get it grow as much as I can. I'm trying to encourage everybody to grow as much as you can. Once one thing is done, having something else is ready to go in. Constantly, constantly collecting groceries until you have no more time to do so. And even then, you can still grow little stuff inside the house if you really wanted to. I know most people don't like them fruit that. I don't either. I don't either. But gotta say, covering my trees with tools around the base of that soil. I had no fruit nets in the house until I started bringing potting soil in. I was getting potting soil to start my seedlings and stuff. Well, seedling mix, potting soil, whatever it is. Whenever I was getting that to start my seedlings, and that's when I started getting a fruit net. I have not yet, never, every bag of potting soil, garden soil that I ever bought had gnats in it. Had gnats in it. You can't never just buy a bag of some soil from one of your big box stores that don't have nothing in it. I have peach trees and they have finally produced 7 years later. That's amazing. Last 3 years, I lost all mine through the late frost. This year, they didn't even flower. And they loaded with fruit buds. And they grown so much. I cut both of my peach trees down to 6.5 foot. Now they're sitting about 15 foot tall. And it's a good time, too, to start going through your trees and anything you don't want, you see is growing inward or down on towards the ground. Go ahead and pull it off when it's small. Make sure you check that trunk. Keep that trunk clean. No suckers coming up. No root stock shooting up from the side. Because if a stock shooting up, it'll outgrow that tree if you let it. It'll outgrow that whatever you grafted onto it if you let it. If you pay no attention to it, it'll take it over. I put black plastic border with bricks on it and keep the mule grass from creeping in. Yeah, you got to. The mule grass that grow underneath it and just keep on growing. Peace. Yeah, I'm probably gonna get off here too. It's 6:15. I appreciate each and every one of you coming. There's 21 people in the chat. 21 people to come around just to listen to me talk about something I love, which is gardening. And I appreciate it. Remember Sammy Joe, I appreciate you being here. Everybody that came in, Maplewood, Broke Farmer, Garden is great. CC Texas Garden, Teasy. Teasy's got them. Miss Miller, I appreciate you. JK, J3. Who else I see? I don't want to leave nobody out. If I did, I'm sorry. And everybody who's gonna catch this on the replay, I appreciate it. G Mama Grove, Miss Shirley. Some of the greatest gardeners in the world is in here. Yes, sir. That's what we do. A great community, great talk. I love sitting around chatting it up with y'all. Just remember, get it off your chest did go to every 2 weeks because of my work schedule. So it won't be on this week. Dark X, yeah, you're in the bush. I seen you early. I appreciate y'all coming. I appreciate you always coming. But yeah, because my work schedule changed, so this week won't be able to get it off your chest. It'll be next week. The weeks I do the kickoff, it won't be or get it off your chest. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. And I know she do too. She probably watching. She's at work right now, but I know she's always watching in. She really appreciates y'all's support. She appreciates all the people in Savannah, Georgia that really talk to her. I mean, because most of the time it's just me up here. She really hardly ever goes on. And so she was kind of worried that people wouldn't know her and she'll be left alone. But they treat her just like this community really does, like family. So that's what we all are. And that's what we all need to be. No matter the color, we all family in God's eyes. And that's how he wants us to see us. That's how he wants us to see each other. He wants us to love each other the way we love him. So that's what we got to do. Color has never been an issue for me. I don't see nobody for color. So I appreciate y'all coming through. And like I always say, if God be for you, who could be against you? No one. Oh yeah, Terrence too. Like one of the first ones in here. I appreciate you coming, bro. But like I always say, if God be for you, who could be against you? No one. Y'all stay blessed. Have a beautiful rest of the Monday.